Test 1 2 3.
ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲವೇ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಆರಂಭವಾಗಲಿದೆ. ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಸಭಾಂಗಣದ ಒಳಗೆ ಆಸೀನರಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೋರಿಕೆ. Very few minutes from now the program will commence. All are requested to assemble in the auditorium, please. It's needless to mention, it's needless to submit or make this submission, but as anchors, we are again repeating, please switch off the mobiles or put it on the silent mode because its program is being recorded.
Ladies and gentlemen, hope you had a quick lunch. One sincere request from the organizing team. Since some of the delegates are having lunch in the lunch area, people at the back, delegates at the back, kindly occupy the seats in the front so that, because we are intending to start the program in the next few minutes, ಅದರಿಂದ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಬರುವಂಥವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಸಾಲುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಳಿತರೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, so that the program will not be disturbed. So without any prejudice, so I would request all of you to kindly come forward. So there are a lot of seats in the center. ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದು ತಾವು ಕುಳಿತುಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ the other delegates can join in late and we will not have any problem regarding the smooth conduct of the program. Second thing is, like yesterday, ದಯಮಾಡಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಮೋಡ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾಗಿ ನಮ್ರ ಕೋರಿಕೆ. ಇನ್ನೇನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಗಣ್ಯರೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಮಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ಬರಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆನಂತರ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಆರಂಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು, ಬಹುಶಃ ಇಫ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಆನ್ ಮೊಬೈಲ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ದೆಮ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಸೀಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. Ladies and gentlemen, the dignitaries have already arrived, and I would request all of you to kindly come inside and take your seats. ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ esteemed delegates, please help yourselves and ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬಂದು ಆಸೀನರಾಗಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಕೋರಿಕೆ.
ಕೆಲವೇ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಆರಂಭಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅತಿಥಿಗಳ ಆಗಮನವಾಗಿದೆ. ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ಸಭಾಂಗಣದ ಒಳಗೆ ಆಸೀನರಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. It's now time to invite the dignitaries onto the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, with a huge round of applause, let's all welcome Honorable Shri Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Judge, Supreme Court of India. Both swagat sir. Kindly.
Hearty welcome to Honorable Shri Justice Arvind Kumar, Judge, Supreme Court of India.
We would also like to welcome Honorable Shri Justice N.V. Anjaria, Chief Justice, High Court of Karnataka.
ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ ಕಾನೂನು ಮತ್ತು ಸಂಸದೀಯ ವ್ಯವಹಾರಗಳ ಸಚಿವರಾದಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಎಚ್ ಕೆ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ರವರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ಆತ್ಮೀಯವಾದ ಸ್ವಾಗತ.
Shri H. K. Patil, Honorable Minister for Law and Parliamentary Affairs and Tourism, Government of Karnataka. We would also like to call upon Shri Harisha, President of the Association, the Vice President, Srimati Vinita P. Shetty, and also Shri H. K. Navina, the General Secretary of the Karnataka State Judicial Officers Association. ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಎದ್ದು ನಿಲ್ಲಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ. We request all of you to kindly rise for the state anthem, ನಾಡಗೀತೆ.
ನಾಡಗೀತೆಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಶುಭಾರಂಭ.
जय भारत जननी अनुजाते, जय हे कर्नाटक माते, जय सुंदर नदी वनಗಳ ನಾಡೆ, जय हे ರಸ ಋಷಿಗಳ ಬೀರಿ, ಭೂದೇವಿಯ ಮಕುಟದ ನವಮಣಿಯೇ, ಗಂಧದ ಚಂದದ ಹೊನ್ನಿನ ಗಣಿಯೇ, ರಾಘವ ಮಧುಸೂದನರವತರಿಸಿದ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ, ಜನನಿಯ ಜೋಗುಳ ವೇಗದ ಘೋಷ कपिल पतञ्जल गौतम जिननुत भारत जननीय तनुजाते शङ्कर रमनुज विद्यारण्य बसवेश्वर मध्वर दिव्यारण्य धन्न षडक्षरि पन्ना पंपल कुमिपति जन्ना कुमार व्यासर मंगल धाम कवि कोविलगळ पुण्याराम नानक रामानंद कबीरर भारत जननीय तनुजाते कैलप ಹೊಯ್ಸಳರಾಳಿದ ನಾಡೆ ಕಂಕಣ ಜಕಣರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ವೀರೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಶರಾವತಿ ತುಂಗಾ ಕಾವೇರಿಯ ವರರಂಗಾ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಪರಮಹಂಸ ವಿವೇಕರ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ ಸರ್ವ ಜನಾಂಗದ ಶಾಂತಿಯ ತೋಟ ರಸಿಕರ ಕಂಗಳ ಸೆಳೆಯುವ ನೋಟ ಹಿಂದೂ ಕ್ರೈಸ್ತ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನ ಪಾರಸಿಕ ಜೈನರುದ್ಯಾನ ಜನಕನ ಹೋಲುವ ದೊರೆಗಳ ಧಾಮ ಕಾಯಕ ವೈಣಿಕರ ರಾಮ ಕನ್ನಡ ನುಡಿ ಕುಣಿದಾಡುವ ದೇಹ ಕನ್ನಡ ತಾಯಿಯ ಮಂಗಳ ದೇಹ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ.
ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸಿಟ್ ಡೌನ್, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕುಳಿತುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
ಆತ್ಮೀಯರೇ, ದೇಶದ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಂಗವು ಭಾರತದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಜೆಗಳಿಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಯ ವಿತರಣೆ ಸಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಎನ್ನುವ ಘನ ಉದ್ದೇಶವನ್ನಿರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಸದಾ ಕಾರ್ಯತತ್ಪರವಾಗಿದೆ. ಹೊಸ ಚಿಂತನೆಗಳು, ಆಧುನಿಕ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನದ ನೆರವು ಹೀಗೆ ನಿರಂತರ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗಳ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ತನ್ನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ಷಮತೆಯನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕಾದ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಂಗದ ಅವಿಭಾಜ್ಯ ಅಂಗವಾದಂತಹ KSJOAದು. ಈ ದಿಸೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯೋಜಿಸಲ್ಪಟ್ಟ 21ನೇ ದ್ವೈವಾರ್ಷಿಕ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನದ ಸಮಾರೋಪವಿದು.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, true to the theme of the conference, Equity and Excellence for Futuristic Judiciary, several sessions were carefully planned and fruitful discussions have taken place, and we are all here now for the valedictory function. On behalf of the Karnataka State Judicial Officers Association, I am Shankar Prakash.
ನಾನು ವೀಣಾ ಶರ್ಮಾ.
We welcome you to the valedictory function of this 21st Biennial State Level Conference. ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆದರದ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಸಮಾರಂಭಕ್ಕೆ
ಆಗಮಿಸಿರುವ ಅತಿಥಿ ಗಣ್ಯರನ್ನ, ನೆರೆದಿರುವ ಸಭಾಸದರನ್ನು ಆತ್ಮೀಯವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸಲು ಇದೀಗ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಎ ಹರೀಶ, ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ KSJOA ಇವರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋರಿಕೆ.
Welcome address by Shri Harisha A, President. Please put your hands together and welcome Mr. Harisha.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. A very good afternoon to one and all. My Lord, Honorable Sri Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Sri Justice Arvind Kumar, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Sri Justice N.V. Anjaria, Chief Justice, Honorable High Court of Karnataka, Sri H.K. Patil, Honorable Minister for Law and Parliamentary Affairs, Government of Karnataka, Honorable Judges of the High Court of Karnataka, former judges of the Honorable High Court of Karnataka, Registrar General, High Court of Karnataka, Registers of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, and other registers of the Honorable High Court of Karnataka, Shri Vinita P. Shetty, Vice President of, and H.K. Naveen, General Secretary of the Karnataka State Judicial Officers Association, and all the office bearers, my sister and brother judges, special invitees, media persons, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to each one of you gathered here for the valedictory function of our 2 days conference. As we come to the culmination of this enriching event, I am filled with gratitude for the distinguished legal luminaries, esteemed delegates, and all participants who have graced us with their presence and contributed to the success of this conference. We embarked on this journey of knowledge and enlightenment under the august presence of none other than the Chief Justice of India, Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, whose visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to justice have inspired set the tone for the insightful deliberations that followed. Over the past 1.5 days, we have delved into crucial themes and issues vital to our legal system through 5 thought-provoking business sessions. The presence of legal luminaries such as Honorable Srimati Justice B.V. Nagaratna and Honorable Sri Justice Arvind Kumar, judges of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, who chaired the first 2 sessions, and the presence of His Lordship Justice N.V. Anjaria, Chief Justice, High Court of Karnataka, infused the discussion and depth and perspective. Honorable Sri Justice Sanjeev Khanna, the senior most judge of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, when we approached His Lordship through Honorable Justice Arvind Kumar, Judge Supreme Court of India, graciously consented to be a part of our valedictory function. His Lordship is known for his simplicity and values. It is my duty to provide a brief overview of His Lordship's illustrious career. His Lordship, born on 14th of May 1960, His Lordship embarked on legal journey by enrolling as an advocate with the Bar Council of Delhi in 1983. His Lordship garnered extensive experience practicing law in various domains, including constitutional law, direct taxation, arbitration, commercial law, and more. Throughout His Lordship's career, His Lordship has held significant roles such as Senior Standing Counsel for the Income Tax Department and Chairman, Judge in charge of esteemed institutions like the Delhi Judicial Academy and Delhi International Arbitration Center. Elevating to the position of Judge of the Supreme Court of India on January 18, 2019, underscores his remarkable contributions to the judiciary. Currently, serving as the Executive Chairman of the National Legal Service Authority and a member of the Governing Council of the National Judicial Academy, Bhopal, His Lordship continues to exemplify dedication and leadership in the legal realm. As we gather for this valedictory function, we eagerly anticipate the words of wisdom from our esteemed guest, His Lordship Justice Sanjeev Khanna. His Lordship's insights are composed to resonate with us and provide invaluable guidance as we chart our course ahead. On behalf of Karnataka State Judicial Officers Association, I would like to extend a warm and affectionate welcome to His Lordship. Welcome, my Lord. We are indeed privileged to have Honorable Sri Justice Arvind Kumar, Judge of the Supreme Court of India, grace our inaugural function and remain with us till the closing ceremony as our esteemed guide and guest of honor. His Lordship's presence truly adds luster to our proceedings, enriching our discussion with His Lordship's wisdom and insights. On behalf of the Karnataka State Judicial Officers Association, I extend a warm and affectionate welcome to Your Lordship. Welcome, my Lord. Honorable Sri Justice N.V. Anjaria, Chief Justice of the High Court of Karnataka, has consented to preside over this significant moment, whose leadership sets the highest standards of judicial excellence. His Lordship's guidance and instructions are invaluable as we navigate through this important event. Welcome, my Lord. I am honored to welcome Sri H.K. Patil, the Honorable Minister for Law and Parliamentary Affairs, Government of Karnataka, who has been a steadfast supporter of our program since its inception. His gracious acceptance of our invitation to be the guest of honor reflects his unwavering commitment to the judiciary. On behalf of the Karnataka State Judicial Officers Association, I extend a warm and affectionate welcome to you, sir. I extend a heartfelt welcome to all the honorable sitting judges of the High Court of Karnataka. Throughout the planning and execution of this conference, each of their lordships have provided invaluable guidance and support by sharing their expertise and insights. Their active participation in the sessions, along with their willingness to share knowledge, has been instrumental in shaping the success of this event. Their contributions have enriched our discussions and inspired us to strive for excellence in our judicial endeavors. Thank you for gracing us with your esteemed presence and for your invaluable support in making this conference a resounding success. I would also extend a heartfelt welcome to former judges of the Honorable High Court of Karnataka, Justice Sri A.V. Chandrasekhar, Justice Kumaraswamy, and other honorable judges who are present here. And I extend the heartfelt welcome to the Registrar General K.S. Bharat Kumar and other registers of the Honorable High Court of Karnataka, and Sri Pavanesh D. and Shashidhar Shetty, the registers of the Supreme Court of India, ARGs Dharwad and Kalburgi. I would like to extend a warm welcome to Srimati Vinita P. Shetty, Vice President, and Sri Naveen Kumar H.K., General Secretary of the Association, along with all other office bearers of the Association. Your dedication and efforts have been instrumental in making this conference possible. And I am truly grateful for your contributions. A heartfelt welcome is extended to Sri G.S. Sangresi, the Honorable Principal Law Secretary, and the Honorable Principal Civil and Session Judge and Principal District and Session Judges, Bengaluru Rural District, Chief Judge of the Court of Small Causes, Director of the Arbitration Center, Registrar Lokayukta, Principal Judge of the Family Court, Director, Karnataka Judicial Academy, and Member Secretary of the KSLSA, and Director of the Mediation Center. Your guidance and support from the inception of our conference planning have been invaluable, and we deeply appreciate your continued assistance. Additionally, I extend a warm welcome to my esteemed sister and brother judges from across the state. Your presence not only honors this gathering, but also enriches our discussion with your diverse perspective and experiences. Thank you for gracing us with your esteemed participation. As we bid farewell to this conference, let us carry forth the lessons learned and the connections forged with a renewed sense of purpose and commitment to upholding justice and the rule of law. Once again, a heartfelt welcome to all, and let us now proceed with this valedictory function and with the enthusiasm and gratitude. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.
ಸರ್ವರನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಹರೀಶ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to offer a floral welcome and felicitation to the dignitaries on the dais. First of all, I would request the President, Shri Harisha, to kindly florally welcome Honorable Shri Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Judge Supreme Court of India. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ.
May I now request Srimati Vinita P. Shetty, Vice President KSJOA, to offer a floral bouquet to Honorable Shri Justice Arvind Kumar, Judge Supreme Court of India.
The Vice President of the Association, Srimati Vinita Shetty, will offer a bouquet to Honorable Shri Justice Arvind Kumar, Judge Supreme Court of India. Shri G.A. Mohan, Executive Committee Member of the Association, will offer a bouquet to Honorable Shri Justice N.V. Anjarya, Chief Justice, High Court of Karnataka.
Shri Jai Shankar, Executive Committee Member KSJOA, will offer a floral bouquet to Shri H.K. Patil, Honorable Minister for Law and Parliamentary Affairs, Government of Karnataka. Mr. Sharat Chandra will be honoring Shri Harisha A., President KSJOA. Executive Committee Member KSJOA, Mr. Sharat Chandra, will be offering a floral bouquet to Harisha A., President KSJOA.
Srimati Vinita P. Shetty will be given a floral bouquet by Mr. Lakshmi Shah Sharma, Joint Secretary.
Srimati Smita, EC Member KSJOA, will offer a floral bouquet to Shri H.K. Navina, General Secretary KSJOA.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we offered floral welcome, but it's our duty because all the dignitaries have taken time off and are here to felicitate them. I would first of all request Srimati B.G. Rama, PDJ Mandya, Sri Tyagarajayan Inavalli, PDJ Hassan, Sri Harisha, President, to kindly felicitate Honorable Sri Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Judge Supreme Court of India. We request the Honorable Sri Justice to kindly accept the felicitation as a token of love and affection from the entire association.
May now request Shri Subramanya Jayan, PO Industrial Tribunal, Shri Nandakumar B, DJM KAT, and Srimati Vinita P. Shetty, Vice President KSJOA, to felicitate Honorable Shri Justice Arvind Kumar, Judge Supreme Court of India.
Thank you, sir, for accepting the felicitation. Now, we request Honorable Shri Justice Arvind Kumar, Judge Supreme Court of India, to kindly accept the felicitation from Shri Subramanya J. N, PO Industrial Tribunal, Shri Nandakumar B, District Judge Member CAT, and Srimati Vinita P. Shetty, Vice President of the Association. Bandhugale, let's once again welcome Honorable Shri Justice Arvind Kumar. We now request Honorable Shri Justice N.V. Anjaria, Chief Justice High Court of Karnataka, to kindly accept the felicitation from
Narahari Prabhakar Marathi, Director, Karnataka Judicial Academy, Shri Basavaraju, Principal District Judge, Gadak, and Shri H.A. Mohan, Executive Committee Member, KSJOA. Shri Narahari Prabhakar Marathe, President of DJA, Shri Basvaraju, PDJ Gadag, and Shri H.A. Mohan, Executive Committee Member of Karnataka State Judicial Officers Association, felicitating Honorable Shri Justice N.V. Anjaria, Chief Justice, High Court of Karnataka. Thank you, sir, for accepting the felicitation, and it's now time to honor Shri H.K. Patil. Honorable Minister for Law and Parliamentary Affairs, Government of Karnataka, may I now request Srimati S.H. Pushpanjali Devi, Principal District Judge, Ballari, Srimati B.V. Renuka, Chief Judge, Court of Small Causes, Shri Jai Shankar, Executive Committee Member, KSJOA, and Shri C.S. Shivanagaudar, Executive Committee Member, KSJOA.
Sanmanya Sachivarada Shri H.K. Patil avarige, PDJ Ballari, Srimati S.H. Pushpanjali Devi avaru, Chief Judge Court of Small Causes Srimati B.V. Renuka, Executive Committee Member of the Association Shri Jai Shankar, Hagu, Executive Committee Member Shri C.S. Shivanagaudar avaru Gauravanna arpista iddare. Bandhugale, let's give a round of applause to Shri H.K. Patil for accepting the felicitation. Thank you, sir.
ಗೌರವವನ್ನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅತಿಥಿ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the two-day deliberations were indeed fruitful and, of course, very far-reaching effects it will have. And a report of the deliberations will be presented by Srimati Vinita P. Shetty, the Vice President of the Karnataka State Judicial Officers Association. Bandhugale, swagatisi Srimati Vinita P. Shetty.
Namaste and good afternoon, one and all. Honorable Sri Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Judge Supreme Court of India. Honorable Sri Justice Arvind Kumar, Judge Supreme Court of India. Honorable Sri Justice N.V. Anjaria, Chief Justice, High Court of Karnataka, Shri H.K. Patil, Honorable Minister for Law and Parliamentary Affairs, Government of Karnataka, with other dignitaries on the dais, Honorable Judges of High Court of Karnataka, Honorable Registrars of Supreme Court of India, Honorable Registrar General and Registrars of Honorable High Court of Karnataka, respected brothers and sisters, judicial officers, ladies and gentlemen. We have come to the end of today's 21st Biennial State Level Conference of Judicial Officers by this valedictory function. As we all know, the noble theme of the conference is Equity and Excellence for Futuristic Judiciary. The conference commenced with the inaugural function on 23.03.2024, and it was inaugurated by His Lordship, Honorable Dr. Justice Dhananjaya Bhai Chandrachud, the Chief Justice of India, in the august presence of Honorable the Chief Minister, Sri Siddaramaiah, Honorable Sri Justice A.S. Bopanna, Honorable Srimati Justice B.V. Nagaratna, Honorable Sri Justice Arvind Kumar, Judges of Supreme Court of India, Honorable Sri Justice N.V. Anjaria, the Chief Justice, High Court of Karnataka. The Honorable Chief Minister in his address has stated that the Indian judiciary has made the country proud by its landmark judgments and lived up to the expectation of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, the architect of the Constitution. He has opined that language should not be a barrier to justice, and the use of the local language in court proceedings or the integration of artificial intelligence to provide real-time updates and translations can significantly enhance the understanding and participation of litigants in the judicial process. He has concluded that the dual commitment to action and vigilance embodies the philosophy that guides us, a brief in the relentless pursuit of a just society where inclusive growth, plurality, and equality are not aspirational goals, but the very foundations upon which our nation is built, and that it is through the shared vision and unwavering dedication we can continue to forge a future marked by social justice and the empowerment of every citizen. Honorable Sri Justice A.V. Anjaria, Chief Justice, High Court of Karnataka, has highlighted several aspects, including the concern of the Chief Justice of India on courts across the nation. His Lordship credited the success of Lok Adalats in the state to the collective efforts of all judges in Karnataka. Emphasizing the imperative for speedy justice, His Lordship stressed upon the significance of ensuring access to justice for all individuals, highlighting the pivotal role of judges in this endeavor. His Lordship also stressed the importance of judges maintaining a healthy work-life balance. Honorable Sri Justice Arvind Kumar, Judge Supreme Court of India, addressed on various key points. His Lordship has emphasized the importance of expediting the disposal of cases, particularly in Lok Adalats. Referring to Article 51A of the Constitution, His Lordship stressed the pursuit of excellence among judges. His Lordship has suggested to make use of Order 10 of the Civil Procedure Code to expedite the disposal of cases, and suggested for creating a help desk for the judicial officers in the Karnataka Judicial Academy. Honorable Srimati Justice B.V. Nagaratna, Judge Supreme Court of India, has highlighted the determination and commitment of judges. Her Ladyship has emphasized the importance of judicial independence and absence of discrimination. Her Ladyship has stressed the necessity of an independent judiciary for preservation of democracy, and appreciated the Government of Karnataka for providing effective infrastructure to the state judiciary. Inspired by the idea of Justice Krishna Iyer, Her Ladyship advocated for a common man's approach to justice. Her Ladyship also encouraged the adoption of new technologies and excellence of judges in dispensation of justice. Further, Her Ladyship urged the High Court to safeguard the interests of district judicial officers in the matter of promotions and also during their challenging times. Honorable Sri Justice A.S. Bopanna, Judge Supreme Court of India, emphasized the responsibility of a futuristic judiciary in effective dispensation of justice, and also highlighted the significance of role of all the stakeholders involved. His Lordship highlighted the importance of technology in enhancing transparency and accessibility to justice. His Lordship also made mention that the Honorable Chief Justice of India is always ahead in implementing technology in the judicial system. Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India, in his inaugural address, touching upon various facets of a dispensation of justice system in the country, acknowledged the role of district judiciary as the backbone of the judicial system, further noting that the district judiciary is the first point of contact to the public litigants. Inter alia appreciated the role played by the judicial officers in the state of Karnataka. His Lordship, in appreciating the theme of the conference in pursuit of excellence in futuristic judiciary, highlighted the encouraging case clearance rate of state judiciary, referring to National Judicial Data Grid. His Lordship, further elaborating the theme encompassing the futuristic judiciary, has stated that it can meet the challenges of our times, further stating that these challenges are never static, and as such, we shall respond to evolution of rapid progress made in the society. His Lordship appreciated the state government in giving financial support for establishment of e-Seva Kendra in court complexes, further stating that such kendras would bridge the digital divide among the common litigants. Stressing the need for work-life balance and good health among judges, His Lordship underlined the importance of technology in achieving the accessibility and efficiency in dispensation of justice. His Lordship noted that in recent years, there is scaling up of representation of women judicial officers in the judiciary. His Lordship emphasized the need for robust service conditions, including pensionary benefits, to ensure the conducive atmosphere to work in the system. During business session, in session number 1, the topic for discussion was women and judiciary. The business session was chaired by Honorable Srimati Justice Nagaratna. Her Ladyship commenced the business session with opening remarks stressing the importance of substantial representation of women in the judiciary to inspire the justice delivery system. Her Ladyship highlighted the need for gender justice within the judiciary. Her Ladyship advised the judges not to be swayed by the personal desires. In the said session, Honorable Shri Justice Nagaprasanna, Judge High Court of Karnataka, emphasized the need for inclusion of women judges for achieving the equity and excellence in futuristic judiciary. By giving examples, His Lordship has stated that historically, women were not allowed to practice law in India, and the time has been changed now with more opportunities for participation of women in the legal profession. Acknowledging that women are inherently born with equity, His Lordship believes that women judges would bring more fairness to the judicial system, and ended with a message that women are half the world and the other half are born to her. His Lordship emphasized the indispensable role of women in society and the legal realm as well. Honorable Srimati Justice K.S. Mudgal, Judge High Court of Karnataka, has stated that we depict the justice as a goddess of justice. Her Ladyship acknowledged the historical role of women in upholding justice throughout the country and emphasized the need for achieving equal opportunities for women, particularly in the legal profession. Her Ladyship stressed the importance of ensuring the safety of women judges to encourage more women to join the judiciary, and highlighted the necessity for women judges to balance their family responsibilities and their professional duties. Honorable Srimati Justice Anu Shivaraman, Judge High Court of Karnataka, noting the theme of the sessions as women and judiciary, has stated that we were discussing about not women in the judiciary alone, but discussing about the impact of judiciary and judicial process on women's life as well. Her Ladyship highlighted the challenge of women's voices not being heard due to patriarchal mindsets, emphasizing the need for change, and emphasized the importance of asserting and ensuring justice for women when they were denied. Panelist Srimati Bhavani, Principal District and Session Judge Kabbalapur, stated that lady judicial officers are considered more adept at handling cases related to sexual offenses. She opined that there is a need for judges to actively encourage more female advocates to enter the profession and take judicial exams. She also provided the statistical information about women judges working in Karnataka. In session number 2, the topic for discussion was challenges in civil trial, ways and means of achieving excellence. The business session was chaired by Honorable Shri Justice Arun Kumar, Judge Supreme Court of India. His Lordship stressed the challenges within the Indian judicial system, highlighting the issues such as backlog of cases and procedural complexities. His Lordship emphasized the need for identifying and disposal of old cases by utilizing the technology and by adhering to the case management rules. The co-chairperson, Honorable Chief Justice N.V. Anjarya, has emphasized the importance of considering the substantive and procedural aspects in civil cases. His Lordship highlighted the challenge of managing interim applications and called upon the judges to exercise proper discretion to expedite disposals. His Lordship emphasized the need for speedy justice and to reduce delay in court proceedings. Honorable Shri Justice S.R. Krishna Kumar has addressed several key aspects about time management and urged for reducing the time consumed for calling out cases. His Lordship emphasized the need for maintaining the legible order sheets. His Lordship advised to assign reasons for granting or refusing ex parte injunction orders. His Lordship stressed the need for application of mind in each case and to avoid generic approach, and also highlighted the latest position of law in the matter of appointment of commissioner, payment of stamp duty and penalty, and also for marking of documents. His Lordship also emphasized the importance of writing reasoned judgments without resorting to copy-pasting from pleadings or depositions. Honorable Sri Justice Sunil Datti, the other judge, has emphasized the importance of expediting case proceedings to ensure timely justice for the litigants. I highlighted the provisions such as Order 7 to 11 of CPC, which allows for the rejection of plaint, and Order 12, which allows passing of judgments on admission. His Lordship also stressed the need of a timely examination of witnesses and to avoid unnecessary adjournments. His Lordship also highlighted the importance of utilization of technology and need for judicial training, and called upon the senior judges to be the mentors of younger judicial officers. Panelist Muralidhar Pai, Principal District and Session Judge of the City Civil Court, has stated about the importance of proactive steps by all the stakeholders to prevent delays in case disposal. He cited the latest decisions on speedy disposal of cases and steps to be taken in this regard. In session number 3, the topic for discussion was work-life balance and stress management. The business session was chaired by Honorable Justice Sri K. Somashekar. His Lordship commenced the business session with an opening remark that district judiciary is the backbone of judicial system and should adopt a holistic approach to balance work-life and to manage stress. His Lordship opined that proper dietary habits are necessary for psychological development and a peaceful mind. His Lordship emphasized the need for the judges to adopt Greece philosophy of Stoicism in order to balance professional and personal life. Panelist Sri Madan Padaki addressed the delegates by stressing the importance of maintaining internal balance for external harmony by referring to Bhagavad Gita. He advised to avoid egoism. He concluded by outlining the principles of Swadharma, that is understanding one's purpose, karma, to do the things without expectation, aham, that is detachment from outcomes, sthiti pragnate, that is acceptance of circumstances, and sharanagati, that is surrendering to existence. Honorable Sri Justice Krishna Dikshit, as co-chairperson, emphasized the importance of maintaining a sound mind and body for a stress-free life. Quoting authors, His Lordship highlighted how the mind can create either heaven or hell, and stressed the significance of living with love to generate happiness. His Lordship emphasized the importance of discharging duties with love and urged all to have a sense of purpose in life and spend quality time with the family members. In session number 4, the topic for discussion was challenges in criminal trial, ways and means of achieving excellence. The business session was chaired by Honorable Sri Justice Srinivas Harish Kumar. His Lordship commenced the session by stressing on the importance of timely and prompt recording of evidence. His Lordship has discussed the topics categorized under 5 heads: procedural delay, evidence management, legal aid through legal services authorities, judicial capacity challenges, and importance of judges understanding and correctly applying relevant laws. Panelist Sri Raghunath ML, Principal District and Session Judge, Bengaluru Rural District, emphasized the need for speedy and fair trial and highlighted the concepts of presumption of innocence and double jeopardy. He has highlighted the importance of framing of proper charges, providing legal aid to the accused, and adoption of new technologies. Panelist Srimati K.V. Geeta, Principal District and Session Judge, Chitradurga, has touched upon the legal aspects of NDPS Act, focusing on its objectives, procedural aspects, and the jurisdiction of special courts and magistrates, and addressed the provisions concerning bail and challenges encountered during trial. Honorable Sri Justice R. Devdas, co-chairperson, has emphasized that magistrates should review both complaints and FIRs before issuing any order and stressed the need for witness protection and speedy trial. His Lordship referred to various challenges relating to absconding accused and suggested for suitable amendments with regard to long pending cases. Session 5, as a part of in-house discussion, His Lordship Honorable Sri Justice V. Seshananda, Judge High Court of Karnataka, was pleased to grace the occasion and was kind enough to give patient hearing and solution with regard to grievances of the judicial officers. In Session 6, under the chairpersonship of Srimati Prabhavati Mrutyunjay Hiramat, Principal District and Session Judge Mysore, and panelists consisting of senior-most district judges, the resolutions have been passed after deliberation and with approval of the delegates. On this occasion, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to respected Sri Bharat Kumar, Registrar General of Honorable High Court of Karnataka, Sri Muralidhar Pai, B. Honorable Principal City Civil and Sessions Judge Bengaluru, Sri M.L. Raghunath, Principal District and Sessions Judge Bengaluru Rural District, Srimati B.V. Renuka, Chief Judge Court of Small Causes Bengaluru, Sri G.S. Sangreshi, Principal Law Secretary to Government of Karnataka, on whose blessings and able guidance I am here today. Last but not the least, I also thank Sri Bringesh, Director, Arbitration and Conciliation Center, Sri Dinesh NG, Registrar Computers, High Court of Karnataka, Sri Sharanabasappa Kembavi and Sri Santana Alva District Judges, and all the members of the Deliberation Report Committee and the staff who have assisted me in preparing this report of deliberation. I thank you one and all. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you would all agree with me that was indeed a comprehensive presentation of the report and totally dedicated and focused while presenting. So let's give a round of applause and thank Srimati Vinita Shetty for the presentation of the report. Dhanyavadagalu.
May I now request Honorable Minister for Land, Parliamentary Affairs, Government of Karnataka, Shri H.K. Patil, to address this august gathering.
ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸಿ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಸಚಿವರಾದ ಶ್ರೀ H.K. ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅವರು.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Honorable Justice Sanjeev Khanna ji, Honorable Sri Justice Arvind Kumar ji, Honorable Sri Justice N.V. Anjaria ji, President of KSJOA, friend Mr. Harisha, General Secretary Mr. Navina, Vice President Srimati Vanita P. Shetty, distinguished delegates and friends. We have galaxy of High Court judges and also distinguished former judges, which has added to the value of this conference. The Constitution of India is a living document. It is an organic document. It is a transformative constitution which is designed to transform India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Granville Austin, the noted writer on Indian Constitution, writes about the social revolution that was contemplated in our Constitution. I quote, "The Indian Constitution is the first and foremost a social document. The majority of its provisions are either aimed at furthering the goals of social revolution or attempt to foster this revolution by establishing conditions for its achievement." Unquote. The task of bringing this transformation was assigned, as we all know, to three wings of the state, that is, the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. The authorities which are charged with responsibility of policy making, policy implementation, and policy interpretation. When the country has functioned for 74 years under a complete constitution, it is incumbent on all concerned to introspect, look back, and check to what extent the transformation has taken place, and to what extent the Constitution is available to people. By asserting that judiciary is the guardian of the Constitution and power to review the legislations, including the constitutional amendments, the judiciary has gained an upper hand as custodian of the Constitution. It has justified its role by keeping the legislature and executive within the constitutional contours by resorting to judicial activism and pressing into new instruments like liberalization of locus standi, encouraging public interest litigation, treating letters as petitions, taking suo motu cognizance, etc., the judiciary has rendered illustrious service. This justifies the trust reposed by the Constituent Assembly in the Supreme Court and the entire judiciary when they went almost up to elevating them to the highest pedestal. People increasingly turn to judiciary, hoping it can solve their pressing problems. They look at judiciary as their savior who will vindicate their rights and bring respect to their rights by doing justice. Quick and effective remedy makes the rights meaningful. A stitch in time saves 9 is a celebrated adage with a lot of practical relevance, especially to the aggrieved. A remedy should be available if justice is to be celebrated. Before I move on to other subjects, I take this opportunity to congratulate the Chief Justice of Karnataka, the Executive Chairman of Karnataka State Legal Services Authority, and the whole judiciary for taking exemplary measures and resolving record number of cases for contributing to the 21,312 cases resolved at the National Lok Adalat recently. As Law Minister, it is a pride moment for me to congratulate everyone on accomplishment of this fate. We have the concerns. In a forum of specialized and privileged people like this, we have to ponder over the question as to whether the courts are really accessible to the common man as they are supposed to be. Do the factors delay and cost of litigation discourage people from having recourse to courts? Justice should be available to the poor people with the same speed as it is available to the rich. If the courts are opened in the midnight to save the life of an accident victim, to see that the life of farmer is saved, to direct admission to a poor student, etc., it may enhance their relevance. Media brings breaking headlines about the speed with which rich accused gets bail, while millions in similar circumstances will languishing in custody. If there can be a commercial courts where litigations involving money are resolved expeditiously and in time, why such facilities should not be available to the common man are few of the questions which shock the conscience of reasonable person. Steps towards the reforms. In order to better the service, in order to better serve the rights of citizens for speedy justice at affordable cost, I am happy to bring to your kind notice that the efforts for reforms by the government and the legislature is on the way. The Code of Civil Procedure, Karnataka Amendment Act 2023, this amendment provides that cases involving small farmers or persons belonging to economically weaker sections, either as plaintiff or as a defendant, shall be taken up on priority over other cases listed for the day. As far as possible, it is provided that case shall be heard and disposed of within 6 months. It is further provided that no adjournment shall be granted except for compelling reasons to be recorded by the court. This amendment received the assent of President of India on 18th February 2024 and has come into force from 4th March 2024 through a notification. The notification defines a small farmer and a person belonging to weaker section. I appeal to the Honorable Chief Justice to amend the civil rules of practice to reach the benefit of this amendment to the concerned common farmer and weaker sections of the society. Karnataka Civil Courts Bill 2023, by this amendment, the pecuniary jurisdiction of the civil judge is increased from 5 lakhs to 15 lakhs to reduce pendency in High Court. This will make precious and quality time of High Court available for deserving cases. In addition, this will enable the poor litigants to get remedy expeditiously at the local level courts. I am happy to inform you that the bill has got assented by the Honorable Governor of Karnataka. Karnataka High Court Amendment Bill 2023, this amendment redefines the first appeal and the second appeal and provides for disposal of all first appeals by single judge of High Court and all second appeals by the division bench of High Court. This is to rationalize existing appeal provisions. This bill also assented by the Honorable Governor of Karnataka. Grama Nyayalayas are dreams to be realized. I solicit the guidance and cooperation of the Honorable High Court in this endeavor. Vyajyamukta Grama, making villages litigation free, will be of prime importance as disputes affect peace and development. Without disputes, the quality of life in villages will be enhanced. When vociferous tendencies are at work, disputes provide them a dangerous lurking space which should be plugged. Now that the laws are suitably amended to provide for resolving the disputes using alternative dispute resolution systems, such as Lok Adalats, negotiation, mediation, conciliation, and arbitration, both for the cases pending in courts and at pre-litigation stage, and the sanctity is provided to the settlement reached. It is incumbent upon the government for evolving a scheme wherein all the stakeholders like the aggrieved, government departments, legal service authorities, etc., to work in synergetic manner. Efforts shall be made to resolve disputes using suitable means and make a village to be Vyajyamukta Grama. Justice is done only when judgments are implemented. There should be a mechanism to track the implementation of judgments. Otherwise, the winner will get vanquished. Delay in execution of judgments or non-execution of judgments will rob the very spirit of having won the case. If judgments are immediately implemented, that will further enhance the trust of common man in judicial system. This is the era of riding on technology. I appeal to all of you to explore the possibility of maximizing the use of artificial intelligence to infuse fairness in the procedure and remove human interface wherever possible so that some of the factors contributing to delay and the bias may be eliminated. Courts are temples of justice. They are the places to which people have recourse to get their human rights recognized and enforced. The most basic of human rights, that is, right to dignity and honor, is at stake due to old practice of calling out the names of witness, expert witness, or others without properly addressing them with the appropriate prefix or suffix. That will not augur well in civilized society. Those who approach the court of law seeking justice as parties or come to assist the courts in administration of justice as witnesses and others are to be treated with respect. The procedure adopted should not be in derogation of their dignity and honor. Before I conclude, while thanking the organizers, let me say that we are open, the government is open to suggestions to initiate measures, and we seek guidance from judiciary to add quality dimensions to the lives of common man by putting a just end to his litigation at the earliest and to foster his well-being. I once again thank the organizers for having given me this opportunity to be amidst you. Thank you very much.
ವ್ಯಾಜ್ಯಮುಕ್ತ ಗ್ರಾಮದಿಂದ ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಸ್ವಾಸ್ಥ್ಯ ಉತ್ತಮಗೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತದೆ ಎಂತಹ ಉನ್ನತ ಚಿಂತನೆಯನ್ನು ಸಭಿಕರೊಂದಿಗೆ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಂಡಂತಹ ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ ಸಚಿವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to listen to the words of wisdom and the presidential address by the Chief Justice, High Court of Karnataka. So let's all welcome Honorable Chief Justice N.V. Hanjaria.
Honorable Mr. Justice Sri Sanjeev Khanna, Judge Supreme Court of India. Honorable Mr. Justice Sri Arvind Kumar, Judge Supreme Court of India. Sri H.K. Patil, Honorable Minister of Law and Parliamentary Affairs, Government of Karnataka. My respected brothers and sisters who are in the audience and gracing the occasion. Registrar General, the staff of the registry, Mr. Harish, President of the President of the Karnataka State Judicial Officers Association, Mr. Naveen, the Secretary, all the judicial officers present here, who must be now fed with the food and information both. Each and everyone present here. Our gathering here marks the conclusion of the 21st state level Conference of Judicial Officers, which was organized by the Karnataka State Judicial Officers Association. In commencement and conclusion, both stages, the conference was exceptional. Kindly upload after you complete. The inauguration was by our Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Dr. D.Y. Chandrachud. And in the valedictory function today, we are fortunate to have my Lord Justice Khanna as the chief guest adorning the function. And it benefited me twice, that I was honored twice on the stage, which was really not necessary. So this, coming to the point quickly, the conference was for the benefit of the grassroots level judges and to improve their performance as a whole. It is only appropriate that Honorable Mr. Justice Khanna is a witness to this successful conclusion of the conference. Little I know, as the Executive Chairman of the NALSA, my Lord Justice Khanna always prefers to go to the grassroots, to the rural area and tribal area. I was conveyed so when I was the Executive Chairman of Gujarat State Legal Services Committee, that he would always prefer to go first to the village area, to find out the state of affairs there, to search the remedies and needs, and then take the improving measures. This is how the approach and philosophy of my Lord Justice Khanna in functioning. And this aptly applies to all of us in all walks of our functions and activities. What we deliberated was the theme, equity and excellence for futuristic judiciary. Equity demands that we treat all individuals with fairness, impartiality, respect, regardless of their background, caste, creed, individual traits. Excellence we must achieve and strive to achieve in professional front as well as in personal dispensation. We can do it by conducting more and more educational programs and seminars like this. There was a session of passing resolutions at the end of all the 4 sessions. So I believe that our speeches or resolutions will not give you good lessons. Good lessons to be learned would be by your own resolutions. You must carry a resolution, each and everybody, that I'll function henceforth with more commitment and efficiency. In fact, one of the virtue I learned in this noon only from my Lord Justice Khanna, that virtue is to remain loyal to time. And this, I was thinking that what is remaining loyal to time? It has many facets and dimensions. But one of the area where we must loyal to time is in our judicial dispensation, in conducting cases, in granting adjournments, and more particularly in delivering the judgments. We must abide by the time discipline in delivering our judgments. That is my first and perhaps final advice, that don't keep judgments pending for long and remain loyal to time while delivering your judgments. I'm happy that our law minister emphasized the swiftness in implementing judgment. As the delivering the judgment are important, implementing the judgments are also important. The executing courts have the duty in that regard. The other areas you must have learned to improve your performance is to follow and adhere to the technology to achieve the speedy and convincing justice, to ensure that the infrastructure in terms of sanitary and hygiene facilities are available in the court buildings, and you treat the litigants like friends. The litigant-friendly judiciary is the best judiciary, because Father of the Nation said that the litigant comes to your door to seek justice and you must treat him like a friend. So at the end, I congratulate the office bearers of the State Legal Services Judicial Officers Association for organizing this event. The presidents and the secretary and the office bearers are deserving thanks for their painstaking efforts. I sincerely thank all the judicial officers across the state who have come here to attend the conference. Thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, in his presidential address, he has complimented the efforts of the Judicial Officers Association for the smooth conduct of the conference and to introspect and do our duty with diligently. So let's all once again thank the Honorable Sri Justice N.V. Anjaria for the highly thought-provoking and inspiring presidential address. Dhanyavadagalu, sir.
May I now request Honorable Shri Justice Arvind Kumar, Judge Supreme Court of India, to address this gathering. Sir, please.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Honorable Shri Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Senior Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Justice N.V. Anjaria, Chief Justice, High Court of Karnataka, Shri H.K. Patil, Honorable Minister for Law and Parliamentary Affairs, Government of Karnataka, Mr. Naveen, Harish, Vinita Shetty, office bearers of Judicial Officers Association, sitting judges, brother and sister judges of High Court of Karnataka, former judges of High Court of Karnataka, registrars of High Court and the Supreme Court, my dear judicial officers, friends from print and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen. As we gathered today for the culmination of the 21st Biennial Conference, it is with profound gratitude and sense of fulfillment that I stand before you to deliver this valedictory address. Sir, yesterday I had placed certain statistics for the consideration of the Honorable Chief Justice of India. Since you are representing as chairman of NALSA, I thought it would be most appropriate for you also to know certain statistics which would reflect as to how our officers have been working efficiently throughout the year. Sir, last 4 years we have disposed of 1,95,62,912 cases. Out of this, 30,07,788 were pending cases, and 1,65,55,124 cases were pre-litigation cases. And the total amount of compensation that has been disbursed is 13,000 crores. And I am highlighting the aspect of disposal of the cases for the consideration of the Honorable Minister for Law and Justice also, for one more reason which I will be informing at a little later stage. As the executive chairman of the then executive chairman of Legal Service Authority, myself and Mr. Shashidhar Shetty, who was the member secretary, we worked out the cost analysis. This was not done for a long time. So we said, all right, let us do this exercise. It took considerable time. We found out as to what would be the man-hour that a judge at a district level would consume for disposal of the cases. So we took out all those cases which were disposed of, like partition suits, money suits, NI Act cases, all these cases, and we found out the average number of years it would be pending before the court, and found out as to the actual man-hour spent by each judge, and we worked out the cost analysis. For these 4 years, which I have now just given the statistics, the cost analysis would come to around savings of 9,586 crores to the government. Why I am highlighting this aspect is, so whenever the proposal from the high courts go for either infrastructure development or the construction of quarters for judicial officers, the files should not get delayed because of red tapeism. Note, put up, discuss, all this should not happen. So I appeal to you, sir, that this is average. Our judicial officers are getting the revenue to the government indirectly and directly to the extent of around 2,500 crores. So please ensure that whenever the proposal comes from the High Court, it is not delayed. And I will share one incident which happened in 2011. When I was the administrative judge of Udupi district, I had gone there. Mr. Chengappa was the principal district judge. He was occupying a house, so he invited me to his house to have tea. So I wanted to see his house also. So I went there and I saw every room there was a bucket. So I asked him, sir, why you have kept this bucket? He said, sir, we have mangrove tile roof. So every time it rains. So this is the place it rains. So I have kept the bucket inside the house. And opposite to his house, there was a beautiful bungalow. One was under construction, one was occupied. I asked, which is the one which is occupied? He said, it belongs to Tahsildar. The principal district judge was living in a mangrove tiled house roof which was leaking. And the Tahsildar was living in a bungalow. I am not saying that Tahsildar should not live in that bungalow. It's a designated bungalow. And next to that, which was not complete, he said, this is not complete. I said, why? Sir, the skirting tiles is not put. Because the bungalow which was then occupied, that is the designated bungalow of the deputy commissioner. He said if this bungalow is completed, the existing house has to be vacated. That is the bungalow which is now allotted to the judiciary. So I will have to go and occupy. He is not leaving that bungalow because that is bigger and more spacious than this new bungalow. This is what is happening at the ground level. So I want you as the law minister to look into these genuine grievances of our judicial officers and ensure that they are timely attended to. Over the last 2 days, this is the third time I am coming on the dais. I have told my esteemed brother Justice Kanasa that you will be seeing me quite often. So all of you are eager to hear Justice Kanasa. With just 2 minutes, I will conclude. Over the last 2 days, we have engaged in stimulating discussions, shared valuable insights, forged meaningful connections, and this conference under the theme Equity on Excellence for Futuristic Judiciary has served as a platform for us to reflect on our roles as guardians of justice and stewards of rule of law. Throughout our deliberations under the heads Women and Judiciary, Challenges in Civil Trial, Work-Life Balance and Stress Management, Challenges in Criminal Trial, we have reaffirmed our commitment to upholding the principles of fairness, equity, impartiality in dispensing justice. We have explored innovative approaches to address emerging legal challenges, adopt technological advancements, and enhance access to justice for all citizens. As judicial officers, you bear the weighty responsibility of safeguarding the rights and liberties of individuals, resolving disputes and maintaining the integrity of the legal system. Your decisions have far-reaching consequences, shaping the fabric of society and ensuring the protection of fundamental rights. In pursuit of justice, you must remain steadfast in your dedication to the principles of independence, integrity, and diligence. You must strive to uphold the highest standard of professionalism and ethical conduct, earning the trust and confidence of the communities we serve. Yesterday, when we were deliberating upon, some of the panel speakers also spoke and said that you don't require to write in every judgment a lengthy judgment, citing all the case laws and the quotes from Wade's, Lord Denning, Lord Douglas, in a suit for bare injunction. This may not be required at all. Ultimately, that poor man, that poor litigant who comes for a bare injunction suit, he will ask, sir, please tell me what happened to my case, whether I have lost or whether I have succeeded. If you start explaining to him stare decisis or impari delicto or doctrine of nocitur es saucis, he may not understand. He wants quick justice. So instead of burdening all the judgments with these niceties to make it more flowery, your judgment, you can be crisp, brief, and yet with good reasoning you can conclude the judgment. In a suit for bare injunction, three issues would be suffice. It would suffice. So please concentrate. Wherever it is required, yes, definitely you can write. In commercial courts, the judges are required to examine these aspects. Please address those issues. I am not saying that you should desist from doing it. Wherever it is required, you can do it. And wherever, in a suit for injunction, possession, this is what Webster says, Black's law says, it may not be required. This is what I want to highlight. In pursuit of justice, you should always remain steadfast in your dedication for the principles of independence, integrity, and diligence. You must strive to uphold the highest standard of professionalism. As we depart from this conference, let us carry forward the spirit of camaraderie and collaboration that has characterized our interactions. Continue to engage in dialogue, exchange knowledge, and support one another in your shared mission to administer justice efficiently. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers and participants who have contributed to the success of this conference. Your commitment to advancing the cause of justice is truly commendable. Sir, before I conclude, I can just share with you that our officers, I reiterate from what I said yesterday, are the best in the country. Now that you are at the helm of the affairs of NALSA, if you want to launch any scheme or program, one video conference you can have with the member secretaries of Judicial, the member secretaries of district legal service authorities. You tell them today that this is what we propose to do, and next day if you hold a meeting saying that what is the progress you have done, they will report to you saying, sir, we have completed the project itself. This is the pace with which, with all humility at my command, with firm conviction, I will say that our officers are second to none in the world. In closing, let us rededicate ourselves to the noble pursuit of justice, guided by the principles of fairness, compassion, and respect for the rule of law. Together, let us strive to build a society where justice is not merely a concept, but a lived reality for all. Thank you, and may we continue to uphold the dignity and integrity of the judiciary in the service of justice. In conclusion, I say, Ano Badraha Kratavo Yantu Vishwataha. Let noble thoughts come to us from all directions. Thank you. Dhanyavad. Jai Hind. Jai Karnataka.
We thank Honorable Shri Justice Arvind Kumar, Judge Supreme Court of India, for his thought-provoking and informative words. Thank you, sir.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the valedictory address. Let's all welcome Honorable Shri Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Judge Supreme Court of India, to deliver the valedictory address. Devi aur sajjano, swagat kijiye Honorable Shri Justice Sanjeev Khanna ji.
Okay, I'll do that. But I'll have to shift quite a few. Mr. Justice Arvind Kumar, my brother, Judge at the Supreme Court. Mr. Justice N.V. Anjarya, Chief Justice of the Karnataka High Court. Mr. H.K. Patil, Minister of Law and Parliamentary Affairs, Government of Karnataka. Sister and brother judges from the High Court of Karnataka. Office bearers of the State Judicial Officers Association and judicial officers from the state of Karnataka. Namaskar and good afternoon. I am delighted to be present in this remarkable region of our nation, a place that exemplifies a sense of progress and prosperity in every aspect. Alongside ancient landmarks that bear witness to grandeur, Karnataka has emerged as a beacon of modernity and advancement. The state has embraced education and research, and it has also established itself as a center thriving with skilled professionals, driving forward the engine of innovation and economic growth. Before I delve into my observations on the theme of this conference, I like to express my admiration and gratitude to the district judiciary. I've said so in my 2 earlier addresses to district judiciary, and I must do it here. In my first year after enrollment and a significant portion of the subsequent decade, I practiced extensively at the district courts at Tisazari in Delhi. It was within these courtrooms that I, as a young lawyer, learned the foundational principles of law. I owe a debt of gratitude to the district judiciary and its judges, some of whom later got elevated to the High Court, while others retired as district judges. My respect for them is profound and at par with the judges of the Delhi High Court, before whom I had the privilege to appear and argue. Secondly, I say with a sense of pride that my father was a member of the judicial service in the state of Punjab and subsequently in Delhi. After a long and illustrious career spanning from a civil judge magistrate to eventually district and session judge for over 2 decades, he was elevated as a judge of the Delhi High Court. Throughout my upbringing, I bore witness to his relentless work ethics, unwavering commitment through the legal cause, and tireless pursuit of justice. As a child, I recall never seeing him rest. He was always immersed with the sea of files that would arrive home in a steel trunk, securely fastened by an old cycle tube on the scooter he rode to work. But the times when I was practicing in the district court and my father was in district court was starkly different from what we witness today. The old courts were overcrowded with hardly any facilities. There were power cuts, and the files would be covering all windows and balconies. The judges in those tiring times, committed to delivering justice, found themselves working under the flickering lights of candles, armed with handkerchiefs and towels, to navigate through darkness and wipe the sweat. Yes, the times have changed, and so have our court complexes. The remuneration, the perks, service condition of our judges have improved. Today, our judges not only enjoy good facilities, but are also get fair remuneration at par with the counterparts in the other branches of government. Despite these changes, there is something that endures and is constant. It is the admiration and respect for judges, just not within the courtrooms, but in the society itself. Yet I must ask the question, are judges special? Answer is no. It is the work that we do. We have been conferred the right to sit in judgments over deeds and acts of fellow human beings. We have been given this power with a purpose and objective: to remedy the wrong, to protect the innocent, and appropriately deal with and even punish the guilty. We are to check injustice and act as a fortress for the commoners, the poor, and the weak. We must remember that punishments and reliefs can fundamentally alter the course of the person's life. Though some of us may perceive our act of doing justice as akin to a deity or a superhuman, this is not correct. We must not forget this power has been bestowed on us by the people themselves. In return, we bear a reciprocal promise and responsibility to meet the expectations of the public. This is how the faith and credibility of the institution is protected. Having said so, I like to now deal with certain aspects which I have found with regard to the district judiciary. What happens is, normally we concentrate on the high courts and the Supreme Court. It is their judgments which get reflected in the newspapers and are often talked about. Whereas, if you look at the figures of what the High Court and the Supreme Court is dealing with, and what the district court judges are dealing with, the actual and the true picture emerges. If you look at this chart, this is the All India figures. Supreme Court last year dealt with about 52,660 cases. The High Courts dealt with about 20 lakh odd cases. The district courts dealt with about 23 crores in odd cases, almost 20 times the figure which the high courts had dealt with. So it's in the district courts that the citizens first approach and they get justice. Sometimes when we look at the district courts, therefore we have to look with them at respect and acknowledge that in case justice is to be delivered, it is to be delivered at this level. Can I have the next slide? When you look at the pendency of the district courts in Karnataka, the civil cases and the total pendency is given. Can we go to the next slide, please? And then we look at the pendency in the Karnataka High Court. Comparatively, it is very, very low. If you compare, there's a huge gap between what is pending before the district courts and what is pending before the Karnataka High Court. Only 14.85% is before the High Court, 85% is before the district courts. Can we go to the next slide? This is a worrisome sign. If you look at the figures of 2021, almost 1.47 crore people, that is more than 1% of the total Indian population, was arrested. That means they had to fill up bail bonds. They were not necessarily sent behind bars, but they had to fill up bail bonds, which is a very, very high figure. The other thing is, there is increase to the extent of 26.4% in the under-trial population from 2019 to 22. The graph gives the details. Next slide, please. Accordingly, there has been also increase in the pendency of the bail applications which are coming up before the High Court. The increase from 2015-16 to 2021-22 is reflected. That means the number of bail applications being filed before the High Court every year are going up. This is something which the Chief Justice of India had also pointed out in his inaugural address. Can we go to the next slide? As far as pendency before criminal cases before the district courts in Karnataka is concerned, criminal case comprise of 51.6% of the total pendency. But what is given in the round, the ground circle, 57% of the bail applications are pending for about a year. Between 1 to 3 years are 23.4%. Between 3 to 5 years is about 9.8%. Pending between 5 to 10 years is 9%. It is this portion of 23.4, 9.7, and 9 which must be disposed of. These have to be decided at the first call. Can we go to the next slide? When we come to the High Court of Karnataka, the criminal cases comprise a very small percentage, only of 16.8, but that's fine. But what is worrisome is that 47.7% of the criminal cases pending in Karnataka High Court are bail applications. So that's again not a good sign, not a healthy sign, because when we talk about Article 21, you talk about liberty and freedom, all these things matter. The other figure, the circle gives us the details. 52% of the bail applications pending in the High Court are between 0 to 1 year. Between 1 to 3 years is 34.40%. And 9.6 is between 3 to 5 and 5 to 10. Again, these are figures which are not acceptable. Probably you have to work on 34.4%, 9.64%, and 4%. 1 year, I can still understand. Sometimes there are issues and complications. We also withhold the applications because the matter is pending trial. We want statement of witnesses, etc., to be recorded. Can we go to the next slide? Yes, back. Coupled with this are the figures with regard to under trials and the ones who are incarcerated after conviction. 75.8% of the total Indian population in the jails consist of under trial prisoners. In Karnataka, 12,605 prisoners, that is 77.79% of the total prison population, out of 16,200 are under trials, which is slightly higher than the national average, but that has to be brought down. It has to be checked and brought down to acceptable levels. This amounts to 22.9% of the total under trial population in the prisons all over India. We have given the details of those incarcerated for about a year, which is 69%. Between 1 to 3 years is 22%. And above 3 years is 8.5%. Next slide, please. Now I'm coming to certain other aspects about future of judiciary. One is case management, tracking case management. We had judges from Britain coming and explaining what they have done with regard to case management. When you file the suit online, a plaint online, timelines are given for filing of written statement, framing of issues, recording of evidence, and final arguments. You automatically get dates, and you know when the case will come to an end, when it is the day it is filed. And it's a judge's duty to ensure that those timelines are adhered to and followed. We have now National Judicial Data Grid. It gives you great amount of information about your court, the pendency, where stage the cases are. Of course, it doesn't have this breakup. Possibly in future we can bring up this breakup, but it will impose additional burden on you to do the work within that time frame. You'll have to inculcate this habit and fix your own case management techniques. If you do it, you'll find things are working well. You'll know whether this case is getting delayed. It's going to form part of the pendency and not the current achievable disposable issues. This also gives various tools which can be adopted and applied. I am in favor of audio recording of the statement of witnesses as long as we are not able to have video recording. That will solve a lot of problem as far as disputes and debates as to what questions was asked, what answer was given. There's a problem in the criminal cases, at least in Delhi I found so. The questions are put by lawyers in a way they can be interpreted differently when the answer is given. So the answer is read or misread at the time of final arguments. That is impermissible. That's not the way you succeed or win a case. So audio recordings is something which we should try and implement. And the minister is here. If he can sanction the budget, why not permit audio recording across the board. It's not going to be expensive, but the benefits in terms of time saving, disputes, appeals, revisions will be considerable. Next slide, please. We are now in the Supreme Court have an automatic transcription which is being adopted. We, in the constitutional benches, where entire set of arguments is being transcribed from audio to written text, and in the evening we get the full set of arguments on the email. It's been done at Bangalore, the persons working in Bangalore. Now probably we have now issued tenders, and tenders are going to be given, but this is a future part, which is a part of your function over here. Next slide, please. This is something with regard to, I've dealt with the hardware, now I'm dealing with the software, which is the human resource. All of us are part of that human resource. We have been always talking about judge population ratio. I feel that is outdated. We have now 7 different methods, including judge population ratio, by which we can find out the optimum level of judges required for doing the judicial work. This is important from institutional point of view, but it is equally important from individual point of view. If you look at the methods which are adopted, you can turn them into your own when you take up a case. Like, what is the filing ratio? What is the disposal rate I'm getting compared to the filing ratio? What is my ideal caseload? So I'll fix that number of cases a day, which I can ideally deal with. It should not be too less, too low. Then what is the time-based method? I must recognize that these are cases which have to be fast-tracked. These are the cases which can take their own time because I've granted from interim injunction. Then unit-based methods, you leave that. Next slide, please. This gives the various drawbacks and plus points on the various methods which we have adopted. May not be too relevant, but for future knowing how many judges are required, this is important. Next slide, please. I leave this, can we go to the next? With regard to the judicial academies, we often undermine and do not look at our inherent biases and prejudices all of us suffer from. This is one area where we must address, which is something which is inherent in us. We don't even accept it. During one of the meetings, interactions we had, issue of judges' ego has come into consideration. All of us have egos. How do you control it? And who tells you that you are suffering from an ego? Coupled with this, today, these are internal issues, that is judge-centric issues, biases, egos, prejudices. There are external issues also interfering with justice. What are those external issues? One is obviously the third person. The second is the media and the social media pressure. How do you deal with those external issues? These are things which we have to deal with. You people will have to deal with at a far greater level compared to us. So these are aspects which we will have to tackle and get ready to be successful and good judges. These are the core values of judges, because I also feel self-evaluation, your own evaluation of yourself is very important. I'm reminded of what our principal in the school had once said, after referring to a school he had visited in Europe, where every student was each day asked to fill up his own report card. And that report card would remain with the student himself. Nobody will have. So he was asked to fill up whether you were courteous to others, whether you were attentive, whether you did something wrong, whether you spoke a lie, whether etc., etc. Nobody had access to that. Only when there was a problem, they will ask for it. So our principal said, I'll certainly adopt the system in our school. He says, don't adopt till your students are honest to answer those questions. That requires self-discipline and honesty with yourself. So these are issues which you can keep with you, and every day think about it, whether I was fair in that case, whether did I work properly at night or in the morning to read the files, whether impartiality was affected in this case because my inner bias or prejudice I had, integrity timelines were adhered to, and independence of decision making was there or not. Next slide, please. Now, the last issue I'm dealing with is with regard to what concerns you, all of you, is ACRs, Annual Confidential Reports. This is important from not only individual point of view, but from the point of view of the institution. Now, we require data for that. I think we have to move to data method for ACR grading rather than leaving it to the individual judges. Data has to be, one, reliable, and two, it should be comparable. What do I mean by that? Reliable data, we'll get it, because the cases you have dealt with, and while fixing the reliability of data, we have to go into all those earlier parameters which we had talked about. Comparable data, suppose a person is in MACT, obviously his disposal figures cannot be compared with a person who is dealing with commercial courts jurisdiction. So there has to be some comparison which has to be fixed, and then only we get objective finding, analysis, whether the judge has done properly or not, how well he has performed. One way to deal with it is take the data for last 3 years in the same jurisdiction and average it out. So you get a fair idea of what was happening in the past and whether you're too slow or too fast. Being too fast sometimes can be also a problem, that you may be too hasty in a hurry. Next slide. Case clearance ratio. This is a method which we normally adopt. There are issues in this method. Case clearance ratio is how many cases came in, how many cases went out. This is done at institutional level as well as at the individual judge level, but there are issues in it. I've in this slide pointed out how these issues should be dealt with. I'm leaving it for the time being. It's too little theoretical. And the last day, it's not worth it. Next slide. Now, this is, according to me, very important. The key performance indicators. This is to be done at the institutional level and to some extent at individual level. And what are the key performance indicators? Yes. This, according to me, will give you a fair idea of where we are heading as far as the institution, judiciary as an institution is concerned. It talks about case flow per judge, number of particular case in a given period, on-time case processing, whether the cases were processed within the time limits which we had fixed, timely judgments given by the judges, successful appeal rate, how many cases appeals were filed and were accepted or were rejected, and how many times they were overturned. Overturning means there's something which has to be checked. Obviously, there will be some percentage of overturning, should be. But if it's exceeding that percentage, there's a cause for worry. There's a disconnect appearing. Efficiency rate, relationship between the number of personnel used in the court in a year and output of cases from the same court at the end of the year. Cost per case, something which was spoken about by Justice Arvind Kumar also, when we go for mediation, etc. Pre-custody trial, how long was the pre-custody trial before the pronouncement was made, whether this rate is going down or is it coming up. under trials are increasing or they're coming down. Next slide. This, I have given this slide with regard to the annual confidential reports, which we have to evaluate and deal with. In the end, I have one with regard to mediation. I think we cannot, no country can deal with litigation, and the country with the size of Indian population can deal with litigation disputes through court mechanism. It's impossible. Arbitration is not acceptable. It's high stake, very expensive. The only way forward is mediation. And we are taking steps. I hope by May end, we'll have a mediation capsule consisting of 30 hours of mediation programs from one stage, A stage to Z, for 1 hour, 1.5 hours each by different mediator trainers. There'll be induction program for 2.5 hours, which is live or physical, that is in presence of the mediator trainer and the person taking training. Otherwise, you can log in, do the go through these modules and log out. You'll be captured how much time you did that. And then 2.5 hours in the mid of that program, where again you'll be timed in, where you'll have chance to interact with the mediator trainers and interact and get feedback on how much you have understood or where you're lacking. If you have to go back on some programs, you will be asked to go back. And then 5 hours in the end, which will include about 1.5 to 2 hours of questioning by the mediator trainer, whether you really understood the objective and purpose of mediation. Please remember one thing, we all think we are mediators. That is not correct. Informal mediation, what we have been taught and understood when we try and negotiate a settlement, is as good as adjudication done by the father of the family in saying, you are wrong, you are right. We don't adjudicate this way. We can never adjudicate as per law, as per certain rules and principles which govern the society. So mediation, formal mediation is very different. Judges are decision makers, adjudicators, lawyers are argumentative, mediators conciliate, and are in a very different way from what we think and what we should know. There are certain very important rules and principles, like the mediator will never impose a solution. It will ask the parties to give a solution. It will nudge them slightly. Confidentiality, secrecy has to be maintained, so the parties come out with their inner feelings and reason why they are in dispute, why they can't resolve the matter. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope I was not very boring. It's the last day, and please enjoy yourself after the conference is over. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Chief Justice Sanjeev Khanna has called upon all the judicial officers to inculcate the core values which would go a long way towards the daily hearings in the court and thereafter justice to the public. Let's all once again thank Honorable Chief Justice Sanjeev Khanna for a highly thought-provoking and a visionary valedictory address. Bahut dhanyavad, sir. Thank you very much.
ಆತ್ಮೀಯರೇ, 2 ದಿನಗಳ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನದ ಮುಕ್ತಾಯದ ಹಂತಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೀಗ ಕಾಲಿರಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನದ ಯಶಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಸಹಕರಿಸಿದ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುವ ಕ್ಷಣ ಇದಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನದ ಯಶಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ತನ್ನ ತಂಡದೊಂದಿಗೆ, ಸಮಸ್ತ ತಂಡದೊಂದಿಗೆ ಅಹರ್ನಿಶಿ ಶ್ರಮಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಸಂಘದ ಜನರಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆದಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ HK ನವೀನ ಅವರಿಂದ ಇದೀಗ ವಂದನಾರ್ಪಣೆ.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause, because along with the entire team, Shri HK Navina has strived day in and day out. So, to propose vote of thanks. Swagatisi Shri Navina.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Honorable dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, distinguished invitees, and respected judicial officers. It is said that every beginning has an end. We have reached almost to the fag end of this 2 days 21st Biennial State Level Conference of Judicial Officer of Karnataka. I deem that this conference is successful. Hence, I move to extend gratitude to all those who have contributed for success of this conference. Honorable Shri Justice Sanjay Khanna, Judge Supreme Court of India and Executive Chairman of National Legal Service Authority, has been kind enough to accept our invitation to deliver the valedictory address. His Lordship words of guidance will be followed by all of us. I, on behalf of Karnataka State Judicial Officer Association, express heartfelt thanks to His Lordship Honorable Shri Justice Sanjeev Khanna ji, Judge Supreme Court of India. Thank you, my lord. Honorable Shri Justice Arvind Kumar, Judge Supreme Court of India, has been kind enough to accept our invitation to be the guest of honor. His Lordship has delivered a motivational address. His Lordship has been with us all these 2 days and has guided us suitably. I, on behalf of Karnataka State Judicial Officer Association, express heartfelt thanks to His Lordship Honorable Shri Justice Arvind Kumar ji, Judge Supreme Court of India. Thank you, my lord. Honorable Shri Justice N.V. Anjaria ji, Chief Justice, High Court of Karnataka, has been kind enough to preside over the valedictory function. His Lordship has supported the association at every step in organizing this conference. His Lordship initiative and support in organizing this conference is a boosting factor to us for making arrangements smoothly for this conference. I, on behalf of our association, express heartfelt thanks to His Lordship Honorable Shri Justice N.V. Anjaria ji. Thank you, my lord. Shri H.K. Patil ji, Honorable Minister of Law and Parliamentary Affairs, Government of Karnataka, is kind enough to accept our invitation to be the guest of honor. I, on behalf of our association, express heartfelt gratitude to Shri H.K. Patil ji, Honorable Minister of Law and Parliamentary Affairs, Government of Karnataka. Thank you, sir. Shri Satish Jarkiuli, Honorable Minister for Public Works Department, Government of Karnataka, is kind enough to accept our invitation to be the guest of honor. In his absence, I thank to him also. By accepting our invitation, Honorable Judges of High Court of Karnataka have witnessed this conference. I thank their lordships and ladyships. Honorable Shri Justice A.V. Chandrasekhar, Justice Kumar Swamy, Justice P.N. Desai, Justice B.A. Patil, the former judges of High Court of Karnataka, and other former judges of High Court of Karnataka are kind enough to accept our invitation and also have witnessed this conference. I, on behalf of our association, express deep sense of gratitude to their lordship and ladyships. I sincerely express heartfelt gratitude to Sri K.S. Bharat Kumar, Registrar General, and all registrars of High Court of Karnataka for their valuable guidance. Thank you, sir. I sincerely express heartfelt gratitude to Sri G.S. Sangreshi, sir, Principal Secretary, Department of Law and Government of Karnataka, for this effort in getting financial aid from government for this conference. Thank you, sir. I express gratitude to Sri Pavanesh and Sri Shashidhar Shetty, Registrars, Supreme Court of India, for your guidance. Thank you, sir. I also express gratitude to Sri Harish A., President, Karnataka State Judicial Officer Association, for taking lead in making arrangements for organizing this conference. Thank you, sir. By accepting our invitation, retired district judges have witnessed this conference, and I thank all of them. I also thank the officers of Finance Department, Law Department, Police Department, Health Department, and other departments of Government of Karnataka for their support in organizing this conference. All the principal district judges and all other judges of Karnataka have actively participated in all the sessions of this conference as delegates. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to them. Thank you. It is my duty to thank all the learned speakers of various sessions who have made the sessions interesting. I extend my sincere gratitude to them. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated committee members. I sincerely express my gratitude to all the dedicated members of Executive Committee and all other committees, Office Bearers of Karnataka State Judicial Officer Association, all the heads of units of Bengaluru City, officers and staffs of High Court of Karnataka, City Civil Court, and Director of Karnataka Judicial Academy and his team, and KLGPC courts. I thank each one of them for having worked day and night for making this conference colorful. My sincere thanks to Vice Chancellor of GKVK, Karnataka Bank, Canara Bank, medical officers, police officers, officers of fire department, members of event management, members of Swati caterers, photographers, and anchors of this program. Lastly, I thank one and all who have directly and indirectly supported in organizing this 21st Biennial State Level Conference of Judicial Officer of Karnataka. I, on behalf of Association, wish you a happy and safe return journey to all, with the anticipation of meeting again the next conference, that is 22nd Biennial Conference. Thank you. Ellarigu namaskara.
Thank you, Mr. Navina, for a cordial words of thanks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would request all of you to kindly stay back, because some of the people who have worked behind the stage will be felicitated by the President and the Secretary now. And it is after the felicitation, we'll have a group photograph with the dignitaries, and thereafter there will be national anthem. Adrinda dayaviಟ್ಟು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗೀತೆ ಆಗೋವರೆಗೂ, in a few minutes, we request all of you to kindly be present. First of all, we'd like to call upon the Registrar of City Civil Court, Anand Chavan, and I would request the President and the General Secretary to kindly honor Shri Anand Chavan.
ಸಿಟಿ ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ನ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಆದಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಆನಂದ್ ಚೌಹಾಣ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಂಘದ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಇದೀಗ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ XR ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ತಂಡದ ಶ್ರೀನಿಧಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಪ್ರೀತಮ್. ಮೈ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಶ್ರೀನಿಧಿ and ಪ್ರೀತಮ್.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the event of this magnitude will always be a success due to the tremendous support from the event company, Marketing Solutions, Exam Marketing Solutions and teams. ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಶ್ರೀನಿಧಿ and ಪ್ರೀತಮ್.
ಉತ್ಕೃಷ್ಟವಾದ ಭೋಜನದ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದಂತಹ ಸ್ವಾತಿ ಕೇಟರರ್ಸ್ನ ಮಧುಕರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿಯವರು, ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಮಧುಕರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿಯವರು
and ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಒಂದು ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಹೊಡಿಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್. Yes, absolutely.
Big round of applause.
A huge round of applause for Madhukar Shetty and Prakash Shetty. Bani Shettre. They are well known. They have contributed and they have been caterers for major events all over Karnataka and India. Abhinandanegalu. Ivara nantara photographers and videographers.
ವೇಲು, ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ವೇಲು ಅವರು.
ವೇಲು ಅವರೇ ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀರಾ? Mr. Velu, request you to kindly come quickly. Velu, photographer and videographer. Velu ಅವರ ನಂತರ GKVK ಪರವಾಗಿ ಶ್ರೀ ಸಂಗಮೇಶ್, ಎಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್.
ಎಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಸಂಗಮೇಶ್ವರ್ ಅವರು, ಇಷ್ಟು ಸುಸಜ್ಜಿತವಾದ ಸಭಾಂಗಣದ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಸಂಗಮೇಶ್ವರ್.
ಸಂಗಮೇಶ್.
ಸಾರಿ.
And now we request the office bearers of the association to kindly come over for a quick photograph. Adadmel Rashtragite iride, so please stay back. All the office bearers, kindly make yourself comfortable and take your positions for the photograph.
ಆತ್ಮೀಯರೇ, ಹೊಸ ಹೊಸ ಯೋಚನೆಗಳು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಸದಾ ಪ್ರೇರೇಪಿಸಲಿ. ಹೊಸ ಹೊಸ ಹಾದಿಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ತೆರೆದು ಹೊಸ ಜಗತ್ತಿನೆಡೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಯಣ ಸದಾ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಸಾಗಲಿ. ನ್ಯಾಯಾಂಗದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ಷಮತೆಯನ್ನು ವಿಸ್ತರಿಸುವಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಬೆಂಬಲ ಸದಾ ಇರಲಿ. ಸಮಾಜ ಅಪರಾಧ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಲಿ, ನ್ಯಾಯ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ದೊರೆಯಲಿ ಎಂಬ ಸದಾಶಯದೊಡನೆ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನ ಇದೀಗ ಸಂಪನ್ನಗೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗೀತೆಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮುಕ್ತಾಯಗೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ.
ಈ ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಾಫ್ನ ನಂತರ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗೀತೆ.
ನಂತರ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗೀತೆ.
Request all of you to kindly rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you very much for being a part of the 21st Biennial State Level Conference of Judicial Officers. See you all in the 22nd Biennial State Level Conference. So until then, all of you kindly take care. Namaskara, Shubhavagli. Please head back to your respective destinations safely and securely.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
On everyone's behalf, we thank Shri Shankar Prasad and Srimati Veena Prasad for wonderfully anchoring these sessions. Thank you so much.